The University of Delaware Blue Hens Division II men's team looks to complete a weekend sweep as they take on Stevenson just north of Baltimore. And we're live on Delaware Hockey Night. Hi, everybody, and a most pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome into Delaware Hockey Night Radio. We're streaming live at DEHockeyNight.com from the Reisterstown Sportsplex, just north of Baltimore, Maryland. It's the home barn of the Stevenson Mustangs, who in their third year of ACHA play have built up a 7-7-0 record. They're looking to bounce back from a 4-1 loss to Penn State last night on the road. And Delaware looking to build on their 11-5 record, coming in off a 4-3 win over Drexel via shootout last night. James Witherite flying solo from the Reisterstown Sportsplex, and we're live on Delaware Hockey Night Radio. The game will be brought to you via video on Delaware Hockey Night TV on tape delay. Rich Jondo's giving us the quiet signal up in the press box. He doesn't have anything to worry about. He's an AHL linesman. Rich and Brent Kendall in the bands here tonight. Pat Swain cutting through the camera. We can edit that out later, as this game will only be available on video via tape delay. Due to technological limitations here at Reisterstown, we can only bring it to you live via radio. Teams about to take the ice for tonight's contest. Delaware decked out in those kind of hard to read in places yellow sweaters with the blue band across the front. Gold numbers on that blue band on the sleeves and back, blue pants, blue helmets. They'll travel from right to left here in period number one. Backstopped, as per usual, by Steven Odgers. Last night, he improved to 8-4 on the season. His goals against average dropped to .318. And his save percentage has been hovering right around .900 through the course of the season. His counterpart tonight for the Stevenson Mustangs, Pierce Dushenko, who's 4-4 this year with a .418 goals against average and a save percentage of .871. The Delaware Blue Hens taking the ice right now, decked out in those yellow kits. Stevenson, the Mustangs, in their third year of existence in the ACHA, 7-7 this year. Brandon Scholes, Gary Mattiok, a pair of third-year veterans with this team with 6 and 5 goals respectively. Brian Hodges with 5. Connor Melvin, the leading scorer, with 7. Brendan Jesse and Mark Bowen with 5 apiece as well, as we near the midpoint of the 2019-2020 ACHA season. As always, Delaware Hockey Night is brought to you by the DHN Media Group, providing services for small businesses, dhnmediagroup.com. Without further ado, let's listen in to the opening introductions here at Reisterstown.
First for the visitors, in goal, number 35, Steven Odgers. At defense, number 20, Dylan Green. At defense, number 7, Dylan Johnson. At wing, number 15, Dylan Paisley. At center, number 5, Kyle Sapia. And at wing, number 12, Matt Tofty. And now for your Mustangs, in goal, number 31, Pierce Dushenko. At defense, number 5, Kenny Burkhart. At defense, number 7,
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the monsters swinging in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors and star-spangled banner wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Nicely done.
And without further ado, it's time to get going for a Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Hockey Conference matchup between the Stevenson Mustangs, the Green Horses of Baltimore, and the Delaware Blue Hens, their first of two meetings tonight. As mentioned during the pregame, Rich Jondo and Brent Kendall. The referees tonight, Jacqueline Z. Howard and Mike White, holding down the line duties here this evening. If you're joining us on tape delay via DHN TV, Delaware traveling right to left in those gold and blue kits. Stevenson defending the goal to our left, traveling left to right, backstop by Pierce Dushenko. Coach Vince Falkowski starting his fourth line tonight, or third line I should say, Kyle Sapia, flanked by Dylan Paisley and Matt Tofty. Gary Matioch in for the draw. And the Hens will look to capitalize on a mismatch on the second and third shift to try to get the jump on Stevenson after giving up the mismatch on the initial draw. Scholes muscles his way in to the Delaware zone up the left wing boards. Matioch bats the puck down, works it into Scholes. Shot from close range, denied by Odgers. Follow-up chance, missed its line entirely. Puck kept in at the right point by Ian Malone, thrown in close, covered up by Odgers, and that gives us a break in the action. Just 31 seconds into the contest, two rapid-fire shots from the Stevenson Mustangs. Odgers standing tall on both of them. They've got to move in east-west early on, and so far, he's been able to keep pace. A good start does so much. Malone fed the drop pass from Matioch off the draw. Odgers denied him on not one but two quick shots, as you can see new on the DHN TV scoreboard ticker. We've got shots on goal accounted for, and there's the first one from Delaware. It took only 54 seconds. Andrew Marciniak threw the puck in from the top of the left circle. It was blocked away by Dushenko. Hodges recovers a loose biscuit in the near corner. Got a shove in the back from Bobby Labrossi. And he's going to go to the box, says Rich Jondo. So Labrossi heads to the sin bin for the cross check. A minute and 5 seconds into the game. And the Hens go on the PK. A little bit hard to see on that far end, but we'll get it for you the best we can as Gary Matioch comes in to take the draw for Stevenson. There's somebody across from him who we don't really know for sure. It's Sapia. Burkhart plays the puck across to Scholes at the left point. Try to feed it across the blue line back to Burkhart. but he was overshot on the pass. Sapia brings it the other way, 2-on-1. Shot high over the crossbar, brings off the glass, and caroms back beyond center red. Knox was able to hold on to his stick at the left point as Watterson tried to steamroll his way back into the Delaware zone. Tie up for the puck at the near side. Brought back out by Sapia. He lofts it off his backhand from neutral territory in toward the Stevenson goal where Pierce Dushenko studies it, and Josh Watterson will bring it up the left wing boards out of the Stevenson end, try to feed to Burkhart waiting at center, but he overshot his man. Knox turned it back the other way. Tom Foschini is quick to counter for Stevenson. He entered the Delaware zone, couldn't keep the momentum going. Strong Delaware back check with the man disadvantage still for another minute. Labrasi off for that cross check. We passed the 2-minute mark of the first period. No score to be had. Ian Malone up the right wing boards. Accelerates into the Delaware zone, got past Marciniak. Tried to walk one in close, was denied the pleasure, circled behind the cage. Now he's back out center point, making that big circle around the perimeter of the zone. Worked in down low to Aaron Rovenel. Across to the left half wall, kicked back now to Hodges, working the far point. Long range shot thrown in. Puck is loose. Odgers was able to get a piece of it and turn it aside. And the Hens clear under duress. It was Ryan Johnson from deep in Delaware territory who was able to clear. As the Labrasi penalty comes down to its final 15 seconds. Up the middle comes Aaron Rovenel for the Stevenson Mustangs. Shot from long range, blocked away by Odgers. Puck is loose in front. Contested at the far corner. Marciniak unable to clear. Scholes keeps it in. Hard shot off the cross, or over the crossbar even, into the glass. Right in front of the Stevenson media area. And the Labrasi penalty is finished. A cross check signaled by Brent Kendall. The guilty party, Brandon Scholes. So both sides exchanged cross-checking minors in the first 3 minutes and 14 seconds of play. And Delaware gets an attacking zone faceoff. Well, we've got a good view of the Delaware attack. Oh no. During the first and third periods anyway. The bench in front of us vibrated as action went on, and everything collapsed as a result. Press boxes at rinks, there it goes again. Are merely an afterthought so often, it seems. So on we go, action resumes. The clock, we'll have to get that queued up again. Shots are 8-1 in favor of Stevenson. Marciniak, cross ice pass, LeBlanc top of the right circle. Couldn't throw one in, nets off its moorings as Sapia tried to put one on for the redirect. But he was canceled out net front, and the Mustangs were able to clear. Back in come the Blue Hens. Johnson chases down the puck to the near corner. Hodges gets to it a half step quicker. Leaves it back behind the cage to Aaron Rovenel, who clears it out of harm's way once again. 4.5 minutes have gone by here. 45 seconds left on this Delaware power play. Brandon Scholes, second leading scorer, out of action for the cross check. Ryan Lowe carries it in up the left, or the right wing boards, I should say, for Delaware. Angled wide still by Rovenel. Ricochets it off the backboards to Bergman near side. He tries to walk one in, but he's met by Hodges at the bottom of the near circle. Leaves it to Lowe in the near corner, looking for space. Adrian Rodriguez waits at the left point, gives it back to Lowe. Cross ice pass through the skates of Ben Bergman. He chases it down to the far half wall. Dumped in early, absorbs a check from Rovenel vying for the puck. Rovenel lost his footing, and Cal Raymore emerges with the vulcanized rubber on his stick. Back to Rodriguez, thrown through the slot off the near corner boards, and the penalty to Scholes has expired. Scholes rolls the puck on up the near boards, lost his footing just shy of the Delaware blue line. Puck skitters in toward the cage, steadied by Odgers, played out to the near side, brought in by Bergman up the middle. Ben Bergman in a 2-on-2. His shot from long range was stick checked to the far corner, got his own rebound. Left it to Matt Tofty. Flip back to the left point. Thrown in by Rodriguez. Here's Tofty working the near corner. Absorbs a check from Skip Carter. Now a 2-on-2 battle develops for the puck in the near corner of the Stevenson zone. Tofty turns from the dot. Shot right off the pads of Dushenko. It comes back to the near corner. We've hit the 6-minute mark of the first period. The score right now, 0-0 between Stevenson and Delaware. Shots are 9-3 in favor of the Mustangs off that early flurry that kept Steven Odgers busy, but he answered every call thus far. Rodriguez holds down the left point across to Mike Nauman. Hard shot through traffic. Turned aside by Dushenko. Rodriguez follow-up chance was off its line from the left point. Bounces off the backboards to the far wall. And Scholes is able to clear off his backhand as far as center. Rodriguez recovers the puck for Delaware. Hens regroup and re-enter. Evan Cassidy works behind the cage. Gave the puck up to the other 9. Skip Carter. Advanced to Eric Bennett. Up through neutral territory. He gets past center red before the dump and chase takes place from the Mustangs side. We're nearing the 7-minute mark of play here at the Reisterstown Sportsplex. No score to be had between Stevenson, formerly Village Uli University, and the University of Delaware. 0-0 as we pass the 7-minute mark. And trying to steamroll his way into the Stevenson zone up the near boards was Dylan Paisley. Cassidy plays the body on Hunt. Puck ends up the other direction. And this is covered up by Odgers, denying what was the 10th Stevenson shot of the game. We'll let the clock run down to the lower right-hand corner of your DHN TV viewer here on this stoppage to try to get synchronized with what we see on either side. We've still got some time to go. 12:40 the clock reads here, so we've got an 18-second differential as Stevenson is unable to maintain control of the puck off the attacking zone draw. Getting it back was Fashini working into the slot. Shot rang off the post, and now Delaware's able to clear. Hodges over the center logo. Fires it back in behind the Delaware goal. It rang off the near boards, controlled now by Knox under duress. Advanced up the near side to Labrossi on as far as the blue line, but the zone was protected by Brendan Jesse at the near point for Stevenson. And trying to move the puck across the ice to move play east-west, it was stolen by Lowe, 2-on-1. Lowe with a hard shot from the right dot, but it's caught and held on to by Pierce Dushenko with 12 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the first period, and there is no score. So the Hens get an attacking zone face-off out of the matter. LeBlanc, Lowe, Bergman on up front. Marty and Marcy, Eddie Martorella, Andy Marciniak holding down the blue line as Mattiak ties up LeBlanc over the circle. Scholes gets the puck back, clears it over the head of Eddie Martorella holding down the far point, and just as quickly, Stevenson is back on the attack. Steamrolling his way in up the left side was Aaron Rovenold to gain the Delaware blue line, but only just. That attack stunted by Marciniak. Headman pass up the near side to Bergman. He tries to dance around a defender. On the doorstep was LeBlanc, but so too was the left-handed glove of Pierce Dushenko, making a clean catch with 11:32 to go in the first period. And no score as yet. The Mustangs still leading in the shot department, 11-6 by the official tally, as you now can see. Bergman and LeBlanc and Mattiak in the attacking zone draw. Marciniak with a cannon from the left point. Put a lot of mustard on it to be sure, but he hit Dushenko right in the breadbasket. No rebound chance from there. You got to throw it a little bit lower, Andy. Get him in the pads. And then try to swarm in from there if you're going to try to do that. Here's Malone up the right side, cross ice pass in the neutral zone to Scholes. He gains to the left half wall, took aim from long range, missed the net by about a mile and a half. And here comes Devin LeBlanc, steamrolling his way back in, up the near wall to regain the Stevenson zone. Malone was able to take the puck away. Works it on to Burkhart near side, now to Hunt in the corner. LeBlanc puts forechecking pressure on, so does Bergman. Lowering the shoulder on Burkhart after he got rid of the puck, got away with one there. especially with the new standards on body checking and timing thereof. Hens can't clear. Rovenolt protects the left point. Under duress, lowering the shoulder was low to put the pressure on him up high. Puck caroms around to the near corner. Our view obstructed by the refracted glass. Hodges was able to generate a shot lane, working up to well above the top of the right circle. But he too is denied by Steven Odgers. 12 shots, 12 saves in the first 9.5 minutes of action. And an attacking zone draw comes up for the Stevenson Mustangs. In to take it is Val Ramage. Ramage wins the draw for Stevenson, leaves it back to Bennett. Ramage again, Green takes it away from him. The slot got pretty congested there, so Stevenson's chances were fewer and farther between. Delayed offside, the Hens get a free pass out of their zone. Stretch pass from Mike Nauman, sails through traffic past everybody, and will be an icing with 10 minutes and 13 seconds to go in this first period. Stevenson and Delaware, nobody yet able to figure out Steven Odgers or Pierce Dushenko for the first 9 minutes and 47 seconds of action. The face-off comes to the right of Odgers. Cal Raymore to take it for Delaware. Ramage across from him. Raymore wins the draw. Puck muscled as far as the blue line by Moran, but Hodges was able to protect the zone center point. Ramage turns wrister from just outside the right dot. Deflected up into the air. Recovered in the near corner. In the far corner, I should say, of the Delaware zone. And out come the Hens. Dylan Green tried to stretch that out, but he's guilty of an icing as Cal Raymore was overshot on the breakout pass. And Brian Hodges won the foot race back to the dots. So Mike White signals the icing. Jacqueline Z. Howard has the face-off in the Delaware zone. Tom Foschini across from Cal Raymore to the right of Steven Odgers with 9 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the first period of a scoreless affair in Baltimore. Shane Moran tries to circle behind his own net to generate some space, can't do so. Puck was taken away from him by Brendan Jesse. Play migrates to the far boards again. Nauman recovers for Delaware. Puck skitters to a halt right in front of the crease. Was nearly slammed in, but Odgers was able to deflect that one away. Up the far boards for Delaware came Shane Moran. Absorbed a check just shy of the Stevenson blue line, but he was able to gain the zone for the Hens. Cleared back out. This is an offside as Dylan Knox hit Raymore, still over the blue line with the puck. With 9:12 to go in the period. And this face-off off the offside pass will take place right in front of the Delaware bench, just above their blue line. Sapia and Foschini scrap for the puck. It's brought in by Jesse, but he's offside. Rather not him, but his line mate. Josh Watterson, I believe it was on the near side, was offside for Stevenson. So we come right back with 9:09 to go here in period number one. Those of you who are fans of Delaware Hockey Night TV, hey, we've got good news for you. While this game's not streaming live on Delaware Hockey Night TV, it'll be available for you on tape delay to relive in its entirety sometime late tonight. And it'll be available to you all the way through Tuesday around 2 o'clock. Rodriguez with a cannon from the left point. Turned aside by Dushenko. It's cleared back out, and this is an icing against Stevenson as Dylan Knox races down to touch up with 8:40 to go in this first period of play. Still no score. Mattiak and Sapia, we get a front row seat to this face-off here in the visitors' media area, which consists of a bench on a bench and the top row of the stands in the Stevenson zone. Paisley backdoor pass, Tofty off its line. Puck bounces to the near wall where Kenny Burkhart's able to shovel it out of harm's way. Knox bats it down just in front of his own blue line. He's pressed back into the Delaware zone by the forward-checking Brandon Scholes. Mattiok gets past center after recovering the puck, turns, fires it deep into Delaware territory. Scholes and Knox battle for it at the far boards. Sapia sweeps in and regains the biscuit for the Delaware side. Sapia, challenged by the forward-checking Dylan Candelana, was knocked off his feet. Candelana scraps for the puck in the far corner of the Delaware zone alongside Dylan Knox. Now it's played out to Paisley. Off the carom shot, back into Rodriguez in the near corner. To Knox, working now up the far boards, ahead to Tofty. Stepping up to protect the left point for Stevenson was Aaron Rovenolt, but he deflects the puck out of play with 7 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the first period of a scoreless game. This face-off comes to the right of Steven Odgers. It was ruled off a Delaware player, not Rovenolt. In for the draw for Delaware, Trevor Early. His counterpart, Val Ramage, was waved out. So in to take the face-off for Stevenson was Bennett. Early stick handles his way out of traffic, circling behind the net. Leaves the puck back to Marciniak, across to Martorella. Cross-ice pass near side of the accelerating Bobby Labrossi. A 2-on-2 attack ends with Labrossi's shot from the left point. Caught and held onto by Pierce Dushenko. Shot didn't have the line, but the off-ice officials do rule it a shot on goal, even though if Dushenko didn't move, that would have ended up in the far corner boards. So Dushenko gets credit for his 9th save of the game. Early and Foschini right in front of us. For the draw, puck batted forward by Early, but Hunt works it back around to the other side. Got some help from Rovenolt to clear the zone. Fired back in by Delaware in neutral territory. Recovered by Rovenolt. Advanced to Josh Watterson in those ugly sweater Mustang jerseys. Those are something. Very festive, too. Mustangs back in the zone, centering pass from Foschini. Bounced off the stick of Watterson, trailed back to the far corner. Here's a Delaware 3-on-2. Eddie Martorella steamrolling his way in. Was hauled into the corner boards by Rovenolt. The arm of Rich Jondo goes up with 6:51 to go in the period. And the Hens are going to the power play. Being obscured by the back of Rich Jondo on that signal. It looked to me Josh Watterson was guilty of interference at 13:09. So the Delaware Blue Hens get their second power play opportunity. And hopefully the press box doesn't fall apart this time, as it did on the first. Puck skitters back deep into Delaware territory after Stevenson won the face-off in their zone. Forechecking pressure came from Foschini. Marciniak steadies the puck behind his own goal, plays it out up the near boards, but he gets it right back. Marciniak up the middle, has space to gain center. He crosses to the right side. He's going to carry this one 200 feet and wrap around. Rovenolt hacks at the stick of Marciniak. Sapia offers support, keeps it going for Delaware. He circles back to the far half boards, left to Devin LeBlanc. Marciniak, Moran, and Johnson. The other four on this power play. A hard shot from LeBlanc center point is caught and held onto by Pierce Dushenko. The 10th save for the Stevenson netminder comes with 6:03 to go in the first period. And we are scoreless at Reisterstown. First wave staying on for Delaware. Sapia on to take the draw, flanked by Ryan Johnson and LeBlanc. Moran and Marciniak, the other two on, holding down the blue line. After Stevenson won that draw in their end, the Delaware Blue Hens, clad in yellow tonight, are forced back in their own zone to get the momentum going. Here comes Devin LeBlanc, streaking through up the left. And a slash is signaled by Brent Kendall on Andrew Marciniak. He got Matioc pretty well in the neutral zone. So that does it for the power play. Will be 4-on-4 for the next 54 seconds. And the ensuing draw will take place to the right of Steven Odgers, who had a busy first 10 minutes or so, saving all 14 shots that he faced. Open ice will benefit the Hens, who play on an international-sized sheet at Fred Rust Arena. Cross-ice pass intended for Raymore from Rodriguez was deflected up out of play. So it'll be another defensive zone draw for Delaware with 5.5 minutes to go in this first period. None yet able to break the scoreless deadlock. Draw in the far circle, kept in by Matioc at the left point. There's shot 15 for Stevenson into the breadbasket of Odgers, who holds on for the stoppage. 5.5 minutes to go in the opening period of play. Raymore and Matioc once again square off in the circle. Matioc bats the puck forward. It rolls. Back behind the cage to Rodriguez. Worked up into the neutral zone where Raymore works it back to Rodriguez near side. He gains the left point, takes a punishing hit from Malone, maybe a hair late. And this is cleared out by Scholes. Puck skitters the length of the ice, and it will be an icing against Stevenson. With 5 minutes and 3 seconds by our tally, 5:01 by the clock here at Reisterstown to go in the first period. So 10 seconds left of 4-on-4. Delaware gets an attacking zone draw. LeBlanc steps in to take the face-off across from Gary Matioc. Matioc risks the puck back into the near corner. Hodges plays it around behind his own cage. LeBlanc crosses to the far side, absorbs a check from Matioc. Here's Malone racing up the left wing boards, generating a 2-on-1. Shot from point blank range denied by Steven Odgers. Ryan Johnson's unable to poke the puck back out of harm's way. He risks it on ahead to LeBlanc. It's a 1-on-1. LeBlanc kept to the corner boards by Hodges. He's hauled in behind, and he collides with another Mustang in the far corner, losing the puck after Jesse put resistance on him. Here up the left side comes Ian Malone for Stevenson. Thrown in from the left point. The chase is a successful one. Malone gets to it. Knox plays the body on him. They both take a tumble. Puck is loose. Swatted from the Delaware blue line by Ryan Johnson. Back in behind the Stevenson goal, but no matter. The whistle sounds. Was it a puck out of play, or what was the... I don't think that would be an icing. Being that Delaware is indeed shorthanded. They clear it successfully off the draw this time. Rovenolt recovers. Plays it across ice. Puck ricochets off the near boards beyond the reach of Scholes. It's chased down by Fascini in the near corner. Watterson offers aid. His stick is lifted by Tofty behind the net. Out to Rovenolt working the left point. Thrown in again, close. Intercepted and cleared out of harm's way by Knox. Here's Tofty in a 2-on-0 shot. Dushenko with the kick save. Follow-up chance. Knox is denied too. Two rapid-fire shots for Delaware, and neither one goes in. And here is a slashing call from Brent Kendall with 3.5 minutes to go. In the first period, the guilty party, Brandon Scholes. His second trip to the sin bin so far tonight. And it comes at 16:28 in the first period. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play. Raymore, Lowe, Bergman on up front. Early and Rodriguez holding down the blue line. Bergman comes in to take the draw across from Ramage. Now Bergman with the puck again after Raymore left it for him at the far half boards. Rodriguez working the far point. Back into Bergman. He tries to negotiate traffic. Kenny Burkhart put some pressure on him at the right dot. Nearly took the puck away from him. Rodriguez keeps it in low with the cross ice pass. Bergman, hard shot. Bounces off the stick of Pierce Dushenko. Winding up, Val Ramage is able to clear. We're down to the final 3 minutes here in the first period of play. At the Reisterstown Sportsplex, score 0-0 between Delaware and Stevenson. As backyard of rivals as you get in the Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Hockey Conference South Division. Maryland and Liberty complete the South Quartet. Of course, Drexel, new to the conference this year, joining Penn State, Rowan, and Ryder in the North. Hodges bats the puck around the far corner boards, up ahead to Ian Malone. He accelerates into a 2-on-2. Malone's shot from the top of the left circle was blocked by the diving Adrian Rodriguez. And recovering the rebound for Delaware, Trevor Early sets up a 2-on-2. Cross-ice pass never made it to Raymore. It was blocked by the skates of Brian Hodges. Battle for it at the far half wall, thrown in toward net front. Raymore couldn't get to it in time to keep play going. Marciniak protects the left point off the failed Stevenson clearing attempt. Moran and Marciniak play keep away. Moran cross ice. LeBlanc from the right dot. Good shot, but a better save once again by Pierce Dushenko. His 13th of the night with 1 minute and 53 seconds to go in the first period. There is no score. Dushenko thanking the far post for its role in keeping this game scoreless thus far. Sapia wins the ensuing face-off. One-timer Marciniak from the right point off its line. Puck is loose, corralled by Burkhart at the top of the far circle. He lofts it back into the neutral zone, played off the body of Shane Moran. Back to Marciniak, deep in his zone. Headman to Sapia, on further to Ryan Johnson, working the outside of the left circle. Centering pass, Moran. Shot denied by Dushenko, and he covers up the puck to bring us a break in the action with 1.5 minutes to go in the period. And the extracurriculars migrate behind the goal after bodies from both sides crowded around in front of the Stevenson crease. Burkhart's going to be ushered to the bench. And Mattiok to the penalty box. We'll confirm during the intermission. We believe that was a rough. At 18:29 in the first period. The Stevenson faithful want 4-on-4. Kendall and John Doe say otherwise. .91 seconds to go in this first period of play. The Scholes penalty expired a second before the Mattiok penalty began. Centering pass up high to Marciniak. To Moran, outside edge of the near circle. Dumped into Johnson, back to Moran. Marciniak looks slapper center point, instead fed the puck to Devin LeBlanc. Thrown through the slot, that one batted down by Foschini up high. Josh Watterson's able to clear with 1 minute to go in the first period of the scoreless contest. Moran headmans the puck to Kyle Sapia, the re-entry's clean, yielding a 3-on-2. Sapia behind the cage, backhands it out to the right half wall. LeBlanc, Marciniak, Moran left dot, in close to Ryan Johnson, tries to chip one over the pads of Dushenko, cannot do so. 37 seconds to go in the period, and Tom Foschini is able to clear. Back in behind the Delaware cage. It is recovered. Played ahead to Johnson by Marciniak. But the Hens are stonewalled at the Stevenson blue line, and Ian Malone counters. Malone takes aim from the top of the left circle. His shot from there right into the glove of Steven Odgers with 16 seconds to go. In this opening period, it's been a frenetic first 19 minutes and 43.2 seconds. 32 shots on goal between these two sides. Delaware wins the defensive zone draw. Paisley was pickpocketed on his way in through, and now he's offside. 5 seconds to go in the period. Paisley tags up. Now he re-enters as Ramage fires the puck clear. The horn sounds to signal the end of the first period. 20 minutes in the books. Delaware and Stevenson right where they began. Nothing. We'll take a break. Back with more on Delaware Hockey Night, streaming live at dehockeynight.com after the first intermission reaches its conclusion. Welcome back into the Reisterstown Sportsplex in Reisterstown, Maryland, just north of Baltimore. Delaware Hockey Night bringing you Delaware and Stevenson, an ACHA Men's Division II matchup in the Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Hockey Conference. James Witherite flying solo here tonight, just north of Baltimore. First period, a frenetic one. 32 combined shots on goal between Delaware and Stevenson. 17 for the Mustangs, 15 for the Blue Hens. And the Hens return home on Friday. They take on the Liberty Flames in the first half of a 2-game series. On Friday night, game time 9:15. We'll have it for you live on both Delaware Hockey Night TV and Delaware Hockey Night Radio, brought to you by the DHN Media Group. DHNmediagroup.com, the place to go for writing and editing services, social media consultation, web design, graphic design, multimedia production, and more. Second period about to begin. The teams change ends. So Delaware traveling from left to right as we prepare for period number 2. Stevenson coming toward us. Raymore and Scholes to take the initial draw. Delaware opens the second period with 26 seconds of a power play left in front of them. Marciniak throws the puck from his own blue line in deep. Raymore was able to reach to win the foot race to the goal line, but only just. Aaron Rovenholt took the puck away from him, cleared it back behind the Delaware net. Lowen Marciniak back there, Raymore, Martorella, and Bergman on up ahead. Marciniak to Martorella. Up neutral territory along the right dots. He gains his own cross-ice pass to Raymore, absorbing a check in the far corner boards from the hip of Brian Hodges. Penalty was killed off. Puck bounces up in the atmosphere, corralled on its way down by Rovenholt at his own blue line. Headman to Brandon Scholes. And there's the 18th shot of the game. It comes 48 seconds into the second period. And Steven Odgers makes the glove save to force a break in the action. 5-on-5 play continuing on. Tom Fascini in for this attacking zone draw for the Mustangs, across from Sapia. Sapia reaches for the puck. In comes Tofty from the far wing to try to play it on out. Rodriguez reaches for it. Fascini perseveres, stays with the puck, throws it in toward the cage. Knox takes it away, hanging close to home, and Tofty's able to work it out of the Delaware zone. Advanced on to Sapia, on further, turned aside by Dushenko to the near corner. Paisley absorbs a check. Puck caroms from the right corner to the left point. Rodriguez is drawn over the blue line, puck tied up in front of the Delaware bench. It's a 2-on-2 scrum. Sapia pitchforking away, trying to extract the puck from the skates protecting it. The scrum continues. We've been there a while now, and Sapia is able to knock the puck loose. Back it goes to Knox. Played across ice, on past Paisley. This one rolls back behind the Stevenson net. Recovered there by Trevor Hunt. Zone not protected by Rodriguez. He's overpowered by Watterson. One-on-one shot. Watterson denied. Jesse doesn't put it in. Dondo says no goal. I thought that one was in too. I thought for sure that was a goal. Dylan Green comes back in. Hauled into the backboards by Eric Bennett. I thought that one went in. No goal judges in the ACHA though, so Rich Jondo's word is the last. And his washout will stand. Attacking zone draw for Stevenson. Very lucky break for Delaware. Skip Carter with a cannon from the top of the left circle. Rings off the glass. Back the other way goes Cassidy. Cassidy Skated right into a 1-on-3. He was overpowered in the Stevenson zone. Green keeps it in from the right point. Cross ice pass. Its recipient checked off his feet. That was Trevor Early. Green fires one off the glass from behind the right circle. Benny Bergman below the cage. Plays it back out to Green near point. Worked in close. Early couldn't redirect it on the doorstep. Delayed penalty coming up against the Stevenson Mustangs. At the 3:06 mark of the second period. And heading back to feel shame is Skip Carter. He gets the cross check at 3:06. And the Hens, after catching a lucky break in their own zone, on what was the 20th shot of the game for Stevenson, will have a power play opportunity in front of them. Moran on the doorstep. Denied by Dushenko. And the Mustangs D-corps clears. Marciniak waits behind his own net. Leaves the puck to LeBlanc, advance now to Moran. Moran up the left side, gains the Stevenson blue line. Cross ice pass to Marciniak. Under duress, he carries it to the far wall, or the near wall, sorry. Tried to work it back over to Moran, but Foschini disrupted that pass. Now he puts forechecking pressure on in the Delaware zone, where Marciniak will carry the puck on. Headman to Moran, worked across ice to LeBlanc. LeBlanc's got speed. He tries to use it to gain the Stevenson line rather, but faces bodily resistance from Ian Malone upon gaining the Stevenson stripe. Sapia with a shot from inside the right dot. It missed its mark. Kept in. Marciniak center point. Throws one off the pads of Dushenko. It bounces to the far wall. Kept in at the left point by Marciniak. The hip check came in about a half second late by the new standards of play. Moran generates space, throws the puck through the slot over to the near corner. LeBlanc was unable to handle it there. He trailed back to the point to try to protect, but Foschini took it away from him. Walked into between the circles, taken back by LeBlanc. 20 seconds left on the Carter penalty. Here's Ryan Johnson with a drop pass up the right side to Moran. Shot from well above the right dot. Turned aside by Pierce Dushenko. His 19th save of the game. Knox fans on it at the right point. Was able to maintain the zone though. Got the puck back, dumped it in behind. 5 minutes have gone by, and Stevenson kills off another one. They're 5 for 5 on the PK, and Pierce Dushenko is 20 for 20 between the pipes, making yet another save with 14:46 to go in the second period, and we are still scoreless. A goaltending clinic put on by these two young men. Pierce Dushenko and Steven Odgers 178 feet away. They're not going to give a shot on goal on that one. Cal Raymore getting a new adversary for the attacking zone faceoff. That new adversary was Eric Bennett. Bennett tried to punch his way on through the Stevenson zone, but couldn't escape. Shot from Bergman at the left dot. No, that wasn't the 20th either. Knox holds the right point. Throws one through traffic, and this is deflected out of play at the 5.5 minute mark of the second period. 14:26 to go here in the middle frame. Delaware and Stevenson remain scoreless. Raymore overpowered in the face-off circle near side. Stevenson's Brendan Jesse couldn't keep the momentum going through the neutral zone. Back out the Mustangs press. Puck fired back in by Lowe amid a delayed offside. Brought back through up the near boards by Stevenson's Tom Foschini. Headman to Waterson, back into Foschini it goes. Waterson, slapper close range. Off its line to the far corner, kept in at the point by Rovenel. Fired back in, it bounces off those backboards to the near corner. Worked in close, Waterson from point blank range. Couldn't get past Odgers, extending the leg to make the save. With 6.5 minutes elapsed in this period. And we get a break in the action as Odgers freezes the puck. And fresh legs on for both sides. It's certainly not been for lack of action that this game is 0-0. Sapia wins the D-zone draw to the left of Odgers. Green in the corner, leaves it to Sapia. Now ahead to Paisley. He's got lots of space after that Stevenson forecheck put 3 guys in behind the goal line. Nauman trailing the play, lofts it from just beyond center deep into Mustangs territory. Delayed penalty coming up. That delay ends, and Stevenson is going to go down a man again. It will be Trevor Hunt headed for the penalty box. Guilty of holding at 6:49 here in period number 2. Delaware Hockey Night Radio, brought to you by the DHN Media Group. Visit dhnmediagroup.com to learn more about writing and editing services, web design, graphic design, social media consultation, multimedia event production, you name it. Marciniak was overpowered at the right point. Here comes Scholes in a 2-on-1. Stops just outside the left dot. Shot clears the crossbar. Bounces off the glass back into neutral territory. Ryan Johnson leaves it for Marciniak. Tried to let one go from the right dot, did he? But it was stick checked up into the atmosphere and into the protective netting over the far corner of the Stevenson zone with 12:51 to go in the second period, and still no score. The ensuing face-off will take place to the left of Dushenko. Puck is controlled by Foschini, but his clearing attempt foiled by Marciniak. Moran tried to generate some space, but here's a 2-on-0 for Stevenson. And Foschini buries one in close range to beat Odgers. Tom Foschini put Stevenson on the board, and it counts this time. It is 1-0 Mustangs. A 2-on-0 from the Delaware blue line. A 15-foot wrister gives him his 5th of the season. It comes at 7:29. A short-handed goal on the Mustangs' 23rd shot of the night. Power play continues for the next minute and 12 seconds, and we've got a puck out of play into the Delaware bench. Ruled off a Stevenson stick, so into the Mustang zone this one comes. We'll check with the off-ice officials during the second intermission to get you word on the assists on the Foschini goal. That one does count. So it is 1-0 Stevenson. As we near the 8-minute mark of the second period, Ryan Lowe works the top of the left circle for Delaware. Throws it in behind the cage, centering pass from backdoor, nobody home. Rodriguez can't hustle to the right point quickly enough to protect the zone, so he's drawn back to his blue line plus 12 feet by a forechecking Val Ramage. Here's Rodriguez back in. Up the right dots, he stops at the point, cross ice pass low. Tries to center it, but Paisley's not in position. Over to Bergman at the near corner. Across ice again into a congested slot. Paisley reaching for the puck, turns, tries to wrist one on from 25 feet out. Couldn't get a good line on it. Couldn't get good control on the puck either. And we've got a stoppage with 11:27 to go here in period number 2. Stevenson will be down another man. Brandon Scholes coming off. At 8:33 for interference. What we thought was a rough on Gary Mattiak at the end of the first period was indeed unsportsmanlike conduct, just so we get the record set straight there. And this is interference on Scholes, giving Delaware 6 more seconds of 5-on-3. Shot from the left point, caught and held on to by Dushenko. 20 shots, 20 saves for the Stevenson netminder. And another attacking zone face-off for the Hens. 5-on-3 for the next second. Off goes Hunt to the bench. Malone joins the rush at the 5-on-4 for the next minute and 35. Adrian Rodriguez lazily back into his zone. Recovers the puck for Delaware. We've passed the 9-minute mark of the second period. And Tom Foschini was the one to break the 0-0 deadlock. And he stole the puck from LeBlanc on the forecheck. Tried to shoot one in from the left dot. It was tipped over to the far corner. Recovered by Eddie Martorella. Headman to LeBlanc, who carries it on up the middle. Through neutral territory and over the Stevenson blue line into a 1-on-3. He's angled wide by the reaching stick of Brian Hodges. Centering pass, Moran can't connect on the doorstep. Recovered left side by Moran, thrown in. LeBlanc tries to jam it past Dushenko. He cannot do so. And with the net off its moorings, we've got a break in the action with 10:17 to go here in period number 2. Fresh legs on for both sides. Bergman, Raymore, Marciniak, Ryan Johnson, and Ryan Lowe. The second wave of this Delaware power play. Looking to get that one back. Pierce Dushenko's making it mighty hard. And if you remember what we discussed 2 years ago when the Stevenson program was in its inception with just 8 skaters and a goalie, we said on these very airwaves, come the third year of this program, they will be a force. They've got the numbers now. They've got the culture of hard work. And stick taps for days to Mike Ergo, the head coach of the Stevenson program, for building a culture of hard work, of back checking, of playing every inch of the ice. And those years of hard work are paying off for the Stevenson side. They're fast, they're physical, and they're just a good group of guys off the ice too, so you can't ask for much more. 10 seconds to go on this Delaware power play, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to make anything of it. Marciniak has to chase way back into his zone to recover the puck. Steadied by Audrey's pair of forecheckers come on. Marciniak plays the carom shot on to Ryan Johnson, who crosses over to the far side. Tried to move it to Marciniak at his own blue line. Pass broken up. Kid brother Dylan Johnson offers support. Headman to Raymore up the left wing boards. Cross ice pass at center red. Over the stripe to Dylan Paisley. That forecheck intensifying from the Stevenson side. Now Paisley's able to break through. Centered. Nobody there. Puck cleared back out as far as center. Turned back in by Nauman. Recovered by Burkhart, who was knocked to his knees. He got back up after clearing the puck, but his clearing attempt to Bennett was broken up. Walked back in by Kyle Sapia, dropping to his knee to get contact on the puck mid-slot. He failed to connect well, and that 22nd Delaware shot on goal was easily handled by Dushenko. Another one in close. Sapia can't jam it in. Traffic in front of the Stevenson goal. Dushenko stays in the butterfly. He's back up on his feet now as the Mustangs generate a one-on-one. Hard shot from Ramage. Bounces off the backboards after traveling wide of the Delaware cage by a country mile. Malone advances the puck to Mattiok, turning in front of his own bench. He risks it hard into the Delaware zone. It caroms out to the near point where Tofty is able to clear. Up the middle, Sapia got hauled down by Malone. Was legal contact though. So rightfully the orange armbands stay down. 7:38 to go here in the second period. Stevenson with a 1-0 lead over Delaware. Labrossi tried to throw one in from the bottom edge of the right circle, but his shot was denied by Dushenko, held on to, bringing us a break in the action with 7:31 to go in this second period. And we are deadlocked in terms of shots at 23 aside. Stevenson found the back of the net twice from our vantage point, but only one of them counted. It was Tom Fascini with his 5th goal of the season. Officials discussing something. What was ruled an icing, was the puck tipped, is the question. Or a puck out of play. Who is it off? One or the other. In any case, the ensuing face-off took place above the Stevenson blue line. Hens were able to enter. Early won the draw. Green fires it in from the left point. Cassidy can't jam it in on the doorstep. Puck ends up behind the Stevenson cage. Recovered by the Mustangs, namely Brendan Jesse, taken away from him before he's able to get to the tops of the circles by Martorella. Rolls in behind, played out off the far boards, kept in by Green at the left point, and now cleared out aggressively from deep in Stevenson territory by Kenny Burkhart. He is guilty of an icing this time with 6 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the second period of play. The Mustangs up 1-0 over the Delaware Blue Hens. Hens return home on Friday, where they take on Liberty. In the first half of a 2-game set, airtime will be 5:55. Yeah, that's right. Since we've got a doubleheader on Friday evening, the Division I team taking on Rhode Island, and then these D2 Blue Hens hosting Liberty right after, round about 9:15 on Delaware Hockey Night Radio and Delaware Hockey Night TV. Labrossi was ruled off. At 13:08 for Delaware, so this, the third Stevenson power play they're looking to build on their 1-0 lead. Malone across to Hodges, center point back to Malone. Odgers denies him. A couple rapid fire shots from the Mustangs as Rovenholtz denied on the doorstep on the rebound chance too. 6 minutes, 23 seconds to go here in period number 2. Face-off coming to the left of Odgers. Ian Malone to take it for Stevenson across from Benny Bergman. Kick back to the right point and Scholes. Across near side, Hodges. Stick checked away by Bergman. Malone keeps it in Stevenson control, patrolling the near wall. Malone, back center point it goes to Hodges. Thrown in from long range, stick save by Odgers. Rebound controlled by Jesse. Puck rolls back to the right point. Hodges again with a cannon. Blocked down by Odgers. It's loose in front. And Bergman is able to wrist it out of a hot kitchen with inside 6 minutes to go. Here in the second period, Stevenson up a man for the next 50 seconds to try to build on their 1-0 lead. Rovenold in behind. Works it back out to Scholes. Tried to tip it to Hodges center point, but missed his man. And Hodges has to chase back all the way to the tops of the circles of his own zone to get play going again. Tie up for the puck in the near corner of the Stevenson zone. The refracted glass makes it hard to see, but Sapia was overpowered there by Watterson. Sapia strips the puck again. Stick handles in the attacking zone, leaves it back to Tofty behind. Caromed back out to the far corner. Sapia gives it up to Scholes. Mattiok offers support. Scholes and Mattiok play keep away deep in their end, and now Gary Mattiok accelerates up the right dots to regain the Delaware zone as the penalty comes to its conclusion. 4:45 to go in the second period. Mustangs 1, Blue Hens 0. Dylan Knox recovers for Delaware. Forechecking pressure in from Fashini, and Burkhart swarms in around as well. Knox is able to wrist the puck free. He lofts it up about 12 feet into the air. Watterson gloves it down but was drawn into the neutral zone to do so. Fired back in behind the Delaware cage where Rodriguez sets up the attack. Tofty tries to throw it on up neutral ice to Raymore but misses his man. And the Hens are guilty of an icing with 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the second period of play. The Stevenson Mustangs still nursing that 1-0 lead. Mike White with the face-off right in front of us. Raymore and Ramage in for the draw. Ramage is waved out. So Eric Bennett will take his position. Puck rolls back to Ramage, turning shot from the top of the left circle. Blocked away by Odgers. Comes out to the near corner. Knox tries to chase the puck down. Kenny Burkhart plays the body. Raymore gives him an extra shove. And well behind the play, here we go. Candelana got tied up with, I believe it was Paisley. No, yeah, it's Paisley. Well off the play. Something's got to give there. Paisley comes off. So does Rodriguez for the initial penalty. And going with Paisley, yeah, that's right, was Kenny Burkhart. So we'll probably have roughings from in the corner. This all at 15:54. And a trip or some such form of obstruction foul on Rodriguez in the near corner. We'll get the whole story for you during the intermission and as the third period begins. We'll let you know what transpires. Double minor for Raymore, perhaps. Either that or nobody in the Stevenson box. Looks to be a 5-on-3. So the Mustangs, with 2 minutes of a 5-on-3, shot from Scholes caught by Odgers. As the Green Horses come away unscathed from the altercation in the far corner behind Brent Kendall. Mattiok working hard on the draw after he wins it near side. Kick back to Malone. Over to Fashini, cross ice. Scholes steps up, shot from the top of the left circle. Waffle boarded away by Odgers. That's the 30th of the game for Stevenson. 3:38 to go here in period number 2. Scholes again with a cannon from the hash marks inside edge of the left circle. Odgers covers this one up. And the pressure just keeps on mounting on the Delaware netminder, who has answered every call but one of the Stevenson faithful, getting behind their Mustangs here at the Reisterstown Sportsplex. We're keeping the heat on, to say the least, with 3.5 minutes to go here in the second period and a 1-0 lead that they'll look to protect on the way to the dressing room and maybe even pad. Scholes, look shot from right between the circles. It was blocked away by Green, who's hobbling a little bit. Rovenel and Knox battle for net front position. They're shoving away at each other. Scholes again with a cannon off the glass. Recovered by Mattiok to Malone. Across. One-timer Scholes. Tipped aside by Odgers to the near corner. Malone recovers. Back it comes to Scholes, to Mattiok. One-timer from Foschini at the top of the right circle. That's off the glass too. Malone holds down the rebound. Rovenel posting up net front. Here's Scholes again as Odgers was screened. Still that one's kicked away by the Delaware netminder. 160 seconds to go in this fast and frenetic second period. 30 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Malone stick handles up high. Works it into the far corner. And there's Mattiok across Tom Foschini. Back to Malone. Foschini mishandles it at the top of the left circle. Retraces his steps, regains the pucky. And Malone with a cannon from the top of the right circle. Bobbled by Odgers, cleared out by Sapia. And despite Foschini's best efforts to protect the right point, the zone is lost. And Stevenson will have to regroup in the neutral zone. They do, but the 5-on-3 is done. Watterson crashing the net. Couldn't put one past Odgers on the doorstep, and the Hens are able to clear with 2 minutes to go in the second period of a 1-0 game. Green ahead to Ryan Johnson, shooting from center point. His chance from 55 feet away was blocked away as soon as he got rid of it. Chance again from Ryan Johnson, this time from the left dot, denied by Dushenko. And the Mustangs clear. Down to the last 90 seconds of this second period. Puck contested in neutral territory. Batted forward by Bennett under duress to Watterson up the far side. Drop back to Bennett. He's angled to the far corner by Ryan Johnson. Recovering is Marciniak behind his own goal. He plays the carom shot to the left side. Kicked on by Tofty through neutral territory. On beyond the reach of Ryan Johnson. But back to the Stevenson blue line. Volleyed back across neutral ice. Marciniak across to Martorella this side. Lofted in from just beyond center. Chased down by Johnson in the far corner. Absorbing a check and playing the puck on toward the cage. It is cleared out by the accelerating Eric Bennett. Odd shoulder movement from him on his way into the Delaware zone to put forechecking pressure on. He turned up the jets on Marciniak to force a botched hurry-up outlet pass. And an icing against Stevenson gives Delaware an attacking zone draw with 41.3 seconds to go here in the second period of play. Bergman, LeBlanc, Lowe on up front. Former Salesianum D partners Mike Nauman and Dylan Johnson back together again here on this shift, bringing us to the end of the second period. Battle for the puck behind the Stevenson goal. Brought out by LeBlanc near corner. Kick to Nauman at the near point. Thrown into congestion. Blocked away by Dushenko. Brought back into Delaware territory by Val Ramage of Stevenson. We're down to the last 14 seconds of this second period. Holding down the near point is Hodges. In toward Malone. Puck caroms to the far side. Fired in by Mattiok from the point. The horn sounds before Malone can get the shot off. Puck went in, but the horn sounded first. So it's no goal. And through 40 minutes of play, the Stevenson Mustangs will head to the dressing room, protecting a 1-0 lead over Delaware We'll take a break on Delaware Hockey Night. More to come after this second intermission. Welcome back into the Reisterstown Sportsplex in Reisterstown, Maryland. Home barn of the Stevenson Mustangs, who through 40 minutes of action have a 1-0 lead over the Delaware Blue Hens. It could have been 3. There was one early in the second period that, from our vantage point, looked like it went over the line, but Rich Jondo said no. And then there was one as the period concluded that went 5-hole on Steven Odgers right after the buzzer sounded to signal the end of the period. James Witherite joining you live on Delaware Hockey Night Radio and on tape delay on Delaware Hockey Night TV from Reisterstown just north of Baltimore. Shots through 2 periods, lots of them. 33 for Stevenson, 28 for Delaware. Here we go for the third period. Stevenson traveling left to right, Delaware traveling right to left, and off we go. Gary Mattiak wins the initial draw for the Mustangs here in the third period. Puck played out at a neutral territory, but recovered by Martorella for the Delaware Blue Hens. Backhanded in to the Stevenson zone. Keys to this third period for Delaware. They've got to take better quality shots. And speaking of, there's one from Devin LeBlanc from the left half wall. But again, that's right into Pierce Dushenko's breadbasket. And he hangs on for the stoppage just 18 seconds in to this third period of play. In any case, LeBlanc ensures an attacking zone face-off for Delaware. Flanked by Bergman and Lowe at the wings, Marciniak and Martorella holding down the points. LeBlanc launches the puck forward off the attacking zone draw, but it's chased down by Aaron Rovenold of Stevenson in those Christmas ugly sweater jerseys they're sporting tonight. Black with green snowflakes and happy little trees and you name it. The Mustang logo on the front. Easy to read white numbers all around. They're a festive kit to say the least. Hodges behind his own goal recovers the puck for the Mustangs. Plays it in behind again around a Rovenold near side. He carries it on with lots of space to escape his own zone. He lets go of it well behind center. No icing, says Jacqueline Z. Howard. Working the lines tonight with Mike White. Delaware breakout fails to materialize. Raymore was overshot on the outlet pass. Moran keeps it in Delaware control. Raymore muscles his way in at the left dot to try to generate some momentum. Can't do so. Rodriguez protects the near point, fires it in. Moran hauled to the far corner. Leaves it back to Knox. The far point. Across the blue line to Rodriguez. Punched in close. Raymore put a high stick on the puck in front of the net, trying to find the redirect. And he sends the puck into the netting out of play with 1 minute and 29 seconds. I thought it was a high stick on the puck, but instead it's a high stick on Burkhart. That redirect in front of the cage looked awfully close. Whenever I saw the signal from Rich Jondo, I thought for sure this faceoff would be going down into the Delaware zone. Quick shot, 2 of them denied by a sprawling Dushenko. He gets tied up net front with Johnson. This puck is cleared. Watterson on his horse, 2-on-1. Snettering pass, Fashini denied on the welcome mat. And here comes the second rush from the Hens. LeBlanc a little bit hasty on the shot with space to work with 30 feet out. He missed the left post by a good 2 feet. Marciniak holds down the right point. Into LeBlanc behind, trying to punch it into the right corner. Dushenko freezes the puck and brings us a break in the action. 2:07 in to the third period. So the Kenny Burkhart high stick came at 1:27. For those of you keeping your score sheets on at home, we can tell you the penalties to Rodriguez and Paisley at the end of the second period for Delaware were both cross-checking minors. Hodges clears from his own zone after Delaware tried to prolong their attack off the offensive zone faceoff. Hens accelerate out of their zone. Rodriguez connects with Raymore. Cross ice pass from the top of the left circle, blocked away by Ian Malone, and Mattiok again clears. Odgers recovers. Leaves it back behind his own net. To Adrian Rodriguez, the Floridian. Flip back near side to Bergman. Taken away from him, fired in by Malone. Rodriguez steadies. Advances it to Bergman. Cross ice breakout pass. Bergman enters up the left side. Over the Stevenson blue line. Drop back to Rodriguez, across to Raymore at the far half boards. Thrown in from long range. Looked like it glanced off Paisley. Low working the near side. Rodriguez, one-timer right off the pads of Dushenko. Contested at the blue line, kept in by Raymore. Shots even at 34 after Delaware fired a few quick ones on net. 10 seconds left on the power play. Rodriguez to Bergman, far side. Shot from just above the right dot was blocked away by Scholes. Low, back to Rodriguez up high, off the boards, that cannon from 45 feet. And a falling Brandon Scholes is able to clear, but he's guilty of an icing. Pierce Dushenko looks like he's got something wrong with his equipment. Something looks like a skate went amiss. Looks like the steel came out or snapped or something. So Dushenko heads back to the bench for an equipment repair, and Stevenson's going to take their time out as a result to get this taken care of. Referee Brent Kendall getting his groove thing on, signaling the timeout for Stevenson. So 3:36 in this third period, with Dushenko's skate breaking. The Mustangs take their timeout. Backup netminders, David Shahady and Marcelo Palacio offering aid, as Dushenko has the steel in his skate replaced. Looked to be that he stepped on either a loose stick or the puck or something right in the blue paint, and his steel snapped in two, came out of its holder. And in those pads, it's awfully hard to keep balance on one foot. .16:21 to go in regulation. Stevenson 1, Delaware nothing. Dushenko off. David Shahady's going to come in to take his place. So the exiting Pierce Dushenko, at least to this point, recorded 34 saves on 34 shots, and Delaware just tied it up. A cannon from the left point from Dylan Johnson. That's his first of the season, his first as a Blue Hen, and we are tied at one apiece. That goal came at 3:42, so only 6 seconds after Shahady came in. Dushenko is back. with the skate repaired. Shahady, 1 shot, 1 goal against. Not a good number for him on the goals against average. On the game, that would be a 600 goals against average. Play whistle dead with 4:22 to go. Or 4:22 elapsed, I should say, in the third period. Dylan Johnson with his first as a Blue Hen tied this one up at 1. Stevenson was offside. Ensuing face-off. Controlled enough by Delaware to force Stevenson off their momentum. Another offside. Comes with 15:34 to go. Puck batted in by the Stevenson center. Recovered behind the Delaware goal by the Hens. Kept in by Foschini. Jesse offers support to him at the right point, but gives it away. Headman to Shane Moran. Breakaway shot. He shoots and scores! Shane Moran with the breakaway. Headman up the middle. He beats Dushenko, and it's 2-1 Delaware. That at 4:43, a pair of unanswered goals for the Blue Hens. And they make it 2-1. Ryan Johnson steamrolls his way back into the Stevenson zone. Raymore net front. Johnson, net is off its post. Raymore and Scholes with words for each other as Carter and Ryan Johnson collided. In close, Dushenko, none the worse for wear. Rich John Doe replaces the net. Brent Kendall saying the face-off goes outside. Draw comes outside the Stevenson blue line as a result of the stoppage being caused, at least in part, by Delaware. Moran dipsy doodles through traffic, hauls the puck down after it was nearly stripped from him by Rovenolt. Rovenolt gets it back. Skip Carter plays one off the glass near side. Back as far as the Delaware blue line, plus about 25 feet. Martorella up the right wing boards. Puck tipped on by Cal Raymore just beyond center red. Well executed dump and chase for the Delaware Blue Hens. Marciniak comes in to protect the zone. Off his feet, Sapia pops back up. Looked like Mattiot got him in the knees with the stick. Mattiot fires the puck clear, no icing. It's chased down now. Scholes offering support. Centered from the near half wall. Cleared out by the Hens. Recovered by Hunt. Just above his blue line across the Burkhart left side. Outlet pass finds Ian Malone. He's hassled on this side of red in neutral territory by Ryan Johnson, but he muscles on through. Lofted in by Ramage from the left point. Odgers covers up the puck. The pressure comes in as we near the 6-minute mark of the third period, and Delaware with a pair of unanswered goals. Dylan Johnson at 3:42, Shane Moran at 4:43 have taken a 2-1 lead. An eclectic mix of music during stoppages here at Reisterstown, from classic rock to the more modern leaning selections and everything in between. The energy is good, that's for sure, and it's a fun game to be in attendance of, to say the least. Good goaltending from both sides at a very fast pace. Paisley chips the puck in from the Stevenson blue line. Dushenko makes the glove save on the one-off like an infielder, and he holds on to force a break in the action with 13:42 to go in regulation. Face off at the far circle of the Stevenson zone. Ramage overpowered by Sapia, who steamrolls into the backboards to try to play the puck on. It's loose, recovered by Aaron Rovenolt. for the Mustangs. He shovels it off his backhand, off the fingers of the glove of Paisley, reaching up to try to glove it down at the blue line. And we've got another stoppage. Face off in the Stevenson zone. No, it comes outside. It wasn't an icing, it was an offside pass. We don't know. Delaware high stick on the puck, maybe. That's the best I've got. So once we finally find the face-off location, it's to the left of Steven Odgers. The Hens are able to generate a 2-on-1 the length of the ice. Paisley turning, shooting off the pad of Dushenko. That puck is deflected to the far side, cleared out by Watterson ahead to Jesse. Body played on him. Foschini tries for the equalizer from the inside edge of the left circle. Odgers got enough of it to keep play moving on. And a snowy Brendan Jesse colliding with Sapia brings us a break in the action with 13 minutes to go here in regulation. Brendan Jesse lumbers to the bench. And off he goes. Tripping. This at exactly 7 minutes in the third period. So the Delaware Blue Hens have got themselves a power play opportunity to try to pad their 2-1 lead over Stevenson. First wave fails. Marciniak works his way back to the far end of the ice from our perspective to corral the puck. He's on with LeBlanc, Sapia, Ryan Johnson, and Shane Moran. Moran plays it into the Stevenson end, cleared out aggressively by Hunt up in the air. He tries to connect with Malone, can't do so. Malone keeps the forechecking heat on Ryan Johnson, who's got some space now up the middle. Johnson, headman pass to Moran, crossing to the right corner. He stops just above the corner boards, flips it back to LeBlanc. Marciniak wants the one-timer near side. Moran again works the perimeter. Chips it off the near corner boards, easily getting to it for Stevenson was Hunt, but given away to Sapia, steadied by Moran. Up high, Marciniak, back to Moran it comes, centering past Sapia, shovel off the backhand from 15 feet. Caught and held on to by Dushenko. And with 11:50 to go, Sapia and Brian Hodges getting tangled up, but they break away willingly. And that was the 40th Delaware shot on goal of the game. 50 seconds left on the Jesse tripping minor. Second wave on for the Delaware power play. Raymore throws the puck forward off the draw, but Rovenolt is able to carry him just out beyond the Stevenson blue line. So the Hens are forced to regroup from deep in their zone. Rodriguez turns it back behind his own goal to Lowe. Lowe has space now up the left wing boards to carry the puck onto his own blue line. Across to Rodriguez, up the middle he comes. Crossing to the right corner, he's angled there by Kenny Burkhart. He absorbs a hit. Mattiok lowers a hip too, reaching in for the puck. Bergman keeps it in Delaware control to Raymore. Hard shot from between the circles, clears the crossbar. Battle for the puck developing behind the net. Rovenolt reaching for it. Raymore's got it for Delaware. He feeds it back to Ryan Lowe, working the left point. Back into Raymore, through the slot, poked up in the air by Gary Mattiok, but Bergman brings it back down in the far corner. Burkhart hauls him into the wall. John Doe has to duck to stay out of the play. Rovenolt fans on the clearing attempt below the cage. Now Raymore offers resistance. They scrap for it behind the net. Raymore working through traffic to Bergman, taken away from him by Brendan Jesse, who's back on with 10:37 to go here in period number 3, and his Stevenson Mustangs trailing Delaware 2-1. A pair of third period goals for the Blue Hens have given them the lead that they've so long craved this night. Odgers swats the puck into the near corner. Corralled by Rodriguez. He absorbs a check behind the net from Watterson. Now it's advanced to Evan Cassidy. Drop pass to Bergman. Cassidy makes a beeline for the net. Bergman's shot from the left dot. Covered up by a lunging Pierce Dushenko, and he holds on for the stoppage with 10:04 to go in regulation. And the Delaware Blue Hens finding their stride finally. Took them a while to do it. I would certainly imagine Vince Falkowski's message to the Blue Hens going into next week's 2-game set versus Liberty will be, you've got to play all 200 feet, you've got to play all 60 minutes, and you've got to make your shots count. 41 shots on goal tonight for Delaware, but in terms of good scoring chances, they've been few and far between. Eddie Martorella putting the pressure on Malone, angled him outside the right dot before he could get a shot off. Here's a 2-on-2 for Delaware. Labrossi from the top of the right circle, fielded a Cassidy drop pass, but his shot from long range popped up into the netting by Dushenko and out of play with 9.5 minutes to go in regulation, and Delaware up 2-1. If you're joining us on Delaware Hockey Night Radio, a reminder that tonight's game will be brought to you on tape delay at the Delaware Hockey Night YouTube page. Later on tonight, and it'll be available until Tuesday at 2 in the afternoon Eastern Time. 9:10 to go. Delayed penalty against the Delaware Blue Hens. Burkhart chips the puck in deep. Kept in at the right point by Ramage. Net is crashed. Puck kept in Stevenson control by Malone. And there's the whistle as the Hens touch up. Delaware guilty of a trip. The culprit. Ooh, this one hurts. Devin LeBlanc. He's off with 8:54 to go, so 11:06. And for the Stevenson Mustangs, this is a crucial power play. Unfortunately, they've burned their timeout as a result of Pierce Dushenko's equipment woes. Scholes retreats into his zone to get the momentum going from left to right for the Mustangs. Here comes Malone, crossing to the left wing boards as he enters the Delaware end. He comes in close from a 45-degree angle, can't get a shot off. He was marked the whole way in by Tofty. Tofty's on with Sapia, Green, and Knox on this Delaware penalty kill. 8.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Delaware 2, Stevenson 1. Play remains in the Delaware zone. Aaron Rovenel protects the right point. One-timer from Foschini at the left point, looking for his second of the game. It was blocked as soon as he got rid of it. Cleared by the Hens. Dushenko leaves it now for Foschini, up ahead to Malone and on through traffic. Mattiot couldn't cut across center red. Matt Tofty offered resistance on him. Took a few seconds off the LeBlanc penalty. Mattiot comes steamrolling in. Drop pass to the right point. Fired in by Malone. His shot rings off the glass, bounces back to the left point, where waiting is Brandon Scholes. Across to Mattiot. He unleashes one from there. His shot blocked too. Glove down. The clearing attempt in the stick of Hodges is fired in from long range. Steven Odgers makes the glove save on him with 7:36 to go. And the Stevenson Mustangs still up a man for 41 seconds, but they're still down a goal. Delaware nursing a very, very precarious 2-1 lead. Face off in the near circle of the Delaware zone. Puck is cleared out. Scholes will bring it back in up the left side for Stevenson. Tripped up briefly by Lowe. Drop pass to Jesse. Can't keep the momentum going. Watterson cycles it to Scholes. Shot top of the left circle off the glass behind the Delaware net. Zone protected at the right point by Hodges, and we've got a puck out of play with 7:09 remaining in regulation. Delaware Hockey Night returns on Friday. We've got ourselves a doubleheader. At 6:15, the Division I Blue Hens take on Rhode Island in the first half of a 2-game set, followed immediately by these very Division II Blue Hens in the first of a 2-game set with Liberty, both from Fred Rust Arena. Game time 6:15 and 9:15 will be on the air at 5:55 p.m. on Friday, and it's all here at Delaware Hockey Night, DEHockeyNight.com, brought to you as always by the DHN Media Group. 6:45 to go. Steven Odgers is playing his eyeballs out. There was save 38. If you're live with us on the radio, bodies crowded around the Delaware net. Chances galore from either side. But Odgers had the last word on the exchange. Clearing attempt from Moran, glove down by Rovenel, walked in, there's the equalizer. Stevenson ties it back up. It was Tommy Fascini again. So he's got both of them for Stevenson. A net front tally amid the scrum surrounding Odgers. Came at 13:24. And we're tied back up at 2. So for Tom Fascini, that was his 6th of the season. And the boys from Baltimore are showing just as much life in the third period as they did in the first. They've got the numbers to keep the legs rested. And this team has really risen to meet some very high expectations set by a strong foundation laid by Mike Ergo and staff to develop a great hockey culture at the ACHA level here at the institution once known as Village Uli. 5:45 to go in regulation. Puck out of play into the netting off a Delaware stick, so the face-off comes above the Stevenson blue line. Madioc and LeBlanc to take this draw. Puck tied up in a scrum over the dot far side. Martorella works it around to Marciniak, rifled in to the Stevenson zone, and it rolls to the half wall far side where LeBlanc backhanded in closer to Lowe. Bergman sweeps in, keeps the motion going for Delaware. He's hassled at the near side, double teamed by Malone and Hodges, and he lost the zone trying to find Marciniak. Malone puts the forechecking pressure on. Martorella overskated the puck, got back to it. LeBlanc works it across to Lowe, and Mike White says that's offside, boys. 5:14 to go. Lowe mistimed the entry of LeBlanc, or LeBlanc mistimed the entry of Lowe. It was really close. So the face-off takes place outside the Stevenson blue line, and Delaware returns into the Stevenson zone. Marciniak kisses one off the glass right in front of us from the left point. Ryan Lowe works it behind to Benny Bergman, absorbing a check from Madioc. Bergman back out the near wall, gives it away to Malone. Here's a 2-on-2 for the Mustangs. Brandon Scholes from the left dot, trying to throw one in, but Ian Malone a little too hasty on the entry, guilty of the offside for Stevenson with 4:49 to go in regulation. The ensuing face-off comes above the Delaware blue line. Raymore and Fascini. Tom Fascini's got both Stevenson goals on the night. Rovenel can't complete the stretch pass to Jesse. Moran was able to punch the puck away. No icing. It's dumped in by Knox from center red. Recovered by Rovenel behind his own goal for the Mustangs. Headman to Brendan Jesse, who crosses over to the left dots. Another offside against Stevenson. 4:23 to go in regulation. Delaware 2, Stevenson 2. Face off above the Blue Hens line. Ryan Johnson bats the puck. Back to the middle of the Stevenson zone. Kenny Burkhart works the puck on as far as the Delaware stripe. A little bit of help from Brendan Jesse. Raymore and Watterson get tied up. Burkhart steamrolls his way in to the Stevenson zone, but Brendan Jesse was a good almost 8 feet offside. 4 minutes and a tick to go in regulation. It is 2-2. Hodges lofts the puck into the Delaware zone. Along the near boards from neutral territory. Chasing it down is Ramage. But cleared out by Knox. He absorbs a check, lost the puck. Ramage brings it the other way. Shot from the left dot, covered up by Odgers. The 41st Stevenson shot of the night. How about this? Pierce Dashenko and Steven Odgers have combined for 79 saves. That's a lot of leather getting flashed around. I'd have to imagine your 3 stars of this game will be the owner of the game-winning goal and both goalies. Both netminders have just played lights out. Hodges denied by Odgers from the point, and I don't think you get 2 points for a takedown in hockey, guys, as a wrestling match breaks out at the left dot. Rodriguez and Candelana at the center of this one with 3:41 to go in regulation. Rodriguez, if you remember, got shown the gate last night for some superfluous violence in the far corner. Well, was it a 2, 5, and 10? One we don't see every day, holding the face mask. Manpower no worse for wear after that mini skirmish. And Delaware is able to press play back into the Stevenson zone with 3.5 minutes remaining here in regulation. Mattiok is able to press play into the neutral zone, came back to him. Walking it back over the Stevenson blue line was Hunt. Mattiok stick handles, looks for space, rings one off the near glass. It's recovered in the Delaware zone. Played back to the far side to Mike Nauman. It was Johnson holding down the near boards. Headman to Paisley. He faced pressure from Hodges. Paisley chases the puck down to the far corner. Backhanded to Mike Nauman holding the point. Thrown in from long range, bobbled by Dashenko, but on the doorstep to save the day, Ian Malone brings the puck back into neutral ice for the Mustangs. Cross ice pass Scholes. Working center is Burkhart. He crashes the net, but his stick was lifted. He couldn't get a quality shot off with just over 2.5 minutes to go here in regulation. Delaware and Stevenson tied at 2 in this Mott South Division matchup. Paisley gets just above the Stevenson blue line before dumping the puck in. Delaware line change able to take place. Nauman tries to bat the puck on to Benny Bergman. Faced resistance at center red by Rovenel. Recovered by Bergman, but he's pressed back to his own blue line. Across to Nauman. He gets to center. Rifles the puck in behind the Stevenson goal. That gets the rest of this Delaware line change in. 2 minutes remaining. Bergman, stick handling. In the Stevenson zone, fed it to LeBlanc. Batted away by Jesse. Martorella races the puck down to well inside his own blue line. Jesse keeps the forechecking pressure on him. Watterson with a shot from the right dot. Odgers makes the save. Puck is loose. Bodies pile up, and we've got a stoppage with 102 seconds to go in regulation. Looked like Jesse and Martorella got tied up, and the net came off its moorings too. So, if nothing else, a chance to breathe as Odgers records save number 41 of the night. Wow. A barn burner in Baltimore. 100 seconds to go. LeBlanc mishandles the outlet pass. Hodges inside the Stevenson blue line. Takes the puck away. Feeds it back to center red, but it's recovered for the Hens by Lowe. He crosses to the near boards, tries to walk one in close. Can't get past Tushenko on the doorstep. The Mustangs clear, but this will be an icing with 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining. Officially 1:14. As Lowe provided Delaware their 44th shot on goal. Only one has gone past Pierce Tushenko. The other went past David Shahady during his 6 seconds of relief duty. No icing here as Burkhart cleared the puck, and it was tipped by a Delaware glove down to the other end of the ice. Malone with a shot from the right half wall. Odgers denies him. We've got a minute to go, and Stevenson is going to the power play. Mattiot gets pummeled behind the Delaware net by an Andrew Marciniak cross-check. And the power play for the Mustangs will begin to Odgers' right. Mattiot, Fashini Malone, Scholes, and Hodges. Hens clear the puck out to start their penalty kill. Hodges leaves it to Scholes. Sapia with the forechecking pressure. Tofty and Knox in the middle, and Rodriguez holding down the back of the Iron Diamond. Ficini looking for the hat trick. Saw his stick lifted as soon as he gained the Delaware line. 35 seconds remaining. Hodges forced on the run by Sapia. Flips the puck to Mattiot. Advanced up the near boards, out of the Stevenson zone. Mattiot finds another gear, dodges Tofty. Crosses to the top of the left circle. Shot, batted away by Odgers. He gave up a lot of net in doing so. But the Hens again are able to clear. Down to the last 15 we go in regulation. Tushenko studies the puck for Brian Hodges once more. Advanced to Gary Mattiot, taken away from him at center red by Raymore. Gets a late shoulder check from Scholes. And time will tick away as Rodriguez holds the puck behind his own goal. We're headed to overtime here. In the Free State. We'll take a very quick timeout. When we come back, bonus hockey from Stevenson. Delaware 2, Stevenson 2. There's more on its way on DHN. You don't want to go anywhere. Welcome to overtime at the Reisterstown Sportsplex, just north of Baltimore, through 60 minutes. Delaware and Stevenson remain deadlocked at 2. Off we go in the 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime, but it starts with a minute of 4-on-3 with Marciniak out for the cross check at 19 minutes in the third period. Tom Fascini working the right wing boards, regains the Delaware zone, stops in the corner, kept wide by Knox. Feeds the puck to Hodges. Across now to Scholes. Malone waiting at the left dot. Completes the quartet of Mustangs on. Hard shot from Hodges from the right dot. Caught and held on to by Odgers. That the 46th Stevenson shot. Shots through regulation were 45-44 Mustangs. 28 seconds went by in overtime already. Raymore on with Knox and Green, won the draw to the left of his netminder. Dylan Knox accelerates behind his own goal to gain some space. Under pressure from Malone, he fires it clear from behind his own blue line. Dushenko steadies behind his net. And here for Stevenson up the middle comes Hodges. Pass center red, headman pass to Malone. Shot denied by Odgers. Rebound contested at the near boards. Played back across to the far side. Hodges challenged by Martorella. Couldn't get a quality shot off, but a shot just the same. Marciniak heads back to the bench, and we're 4-on-4 for the next 3:45. Or until a goal is scored or until the next penalty, whichever of those three comes first. Hens were able to press back into attacking territory. Cal Raymore lost the puck from the left corner. It is gloved down and now brought out of the Stevenson zone by Watterson. Thrown forward from above the blue line, shoveled away by Stephen Odgers to the near half wall. Martorella advances it to low, carrying it on past center. Along the far wall, shoveled in off his backhand, steadied by Dushenko, and recovered by Rovenolt at his own goal line. Hustling to chase down the puck as Mattiaki's got it. Shot from the top of the left circle, clears the Delaware crossbar. Played back to the far wall, steadied by Watterson. Centering pass, poked away from the reach of Kenny Burkhart. He chases it down to the near corner, absorbs the Martorella shoulder check. Puck ends up at the far wall, steadied by Johnson. Advanced by the accelerating Devin LeBlanc in line with the left dots. He takes aim from the outside into the left circle, throws one in off the pads of Pierce Dushenko. 2:38 to go in the overtime period here at Reisterstown. Trying to break a 2-2 deadlock between Stevenson and Delaware. Ryan Johnson attempts to walk one in. Under resistance, he gets a shot away. Dushenko with the last word. 2-on-2 attack for Stevenson. Malone gaining the left point. Saw the puck poke checked away from him by Adrian Rodriguez, and the zone was lost. Johnson at the other end, surrounded by Rovenolt, and Fascini can't generate a scoring chance. Rodriguez holds down the left point. He fires one in from 60 feet away, off the pads of Dushenko. That puck bounces back to the far corner, played behind the net now. Around to the near side, it's carried up by Fascini. Headman to Brandon Scholes, he can't get past Dylan Knox. Moran recovers the puck, leaves it ahead to Bergman. Hens back in attacking position with 100 seconds to go in the overtime frame. Rodriguez with a cannon at the top of the left point. The 48th Delaware shot of the night. Turned aside by Pierce Dushenko, like 45 of them before it. Ian Malone brings it back in for Stevenson up the near boards. Dumps it in behind the cage. Odgers tried to clear, but Watterson kept the puck stationary. Rodriguez lent support for the Delaware side. Cleared out again as far as the Stevenson blue line, recovered by Mattiak. One of the leaders in the room of the Stevenson team. Holds the puck behind his own net. It's played out from long range, no icing. As the puck was touched off the stick of Brian Hodges by a Delaware player on its way through from well inside the Stevenson blue line. Martorella bulldozes back in, absorbs a check behind the net from Hodges. cannon from Marciniak at the right point. Turned aside by Dushenko. We're down to the last 33 seconds of overtime. That was Foschini in the far corner, met by Lowe. Puck is loose, corralled now by the Mustangs, cleared out nearly by Hodges, kept in left point by Marciniak. It rolls back to the near half wall, picked up there by Josh Watterson of Stevenson. Fired back into Mustang territory as we come to the final 4 seconds of overtime. Knocked off his feet was Foschini to try to work the puck from deep in his zone the other way, and we are going to a shootout. Shots in overtime, Delaware 7, Stevenson 3. My goodness gracious. Odgers and Dushenko meet at center ice and congratulate each other on a superb display of net minding over the last 65 minutes. Between the two of them, they faced 98 shots. They stopped 94. It's a 3-man shootout. And Delaware's first shooter will be Shane Moran. In up the left dots he comes. Rister, no good. The display you see in the lower right-hand corner of your screen will indicate the shootout score. Tom Foschini for the Mustangs. Big S is on his way through, and he gets one in. "12-foot wrister connects over the glove of Odgers. Second Delaware shooter, Ryan Johnson. Brought in now up the middle. He shoots. Kick save and a beauty by Pierce Dushenko. A successful shot from Brandon Scholes will give Stevenson their first win over Delaware in program history. They've met 4 times before. Delaware's won all 4. Here's Brandon Scholes coming in from the right dots. Deeks, no! Odgers got enough of it to keep the Hens alive. And now it's up to Devin LeBlanc. LeBlanc must score for the game to continue. He accelerates in, up the outside edge, and he misses the net altogether. Stevenson has earned their first win over the Delaware Blue Hens in program history. 2 goals in regulation credited to Thomas Foschini, and he gets the game winner too. Beg pardon, 49 saves from Pierce Dushenko. 46 saves from Steven Odgers. And the Tom Foschini hat trick completed in the first round of the shootout. That will do it from Reisterstown. The barn burner in Baltimore goes the way of the Green Horses. Stevenson's Mustangs beat the Delaware Blue Hens 3-2. This has been Delaware Hockey Night, a copyrighted presentation of the DHN Media Group. Thanks for your company the last couple hours. We'll see you again Friday as the D1 Blue Hens take on Rhode Island and the Division II Blue Hens take on Liberty. afterwards. From the whole DHN crew, James Witherite signing off. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.